I am recording now. Anything you say will be used against you in the court of law.
I didn't do it. Nobody saw me do it. Can't prove anything.
Hello.
Hey, Doc. I told Aeon this. Don't know I mentioned it to you, Doc, but apparently this has not been a 2-year hiatus for this video. It's been over 4 years.
Wow.
4 years of sitting on the shelf. You got a bit of dust on you there, old girl.
Yeah, just a little bit.
When was it that I recorded for this? Because I'm trying to remember the specifics of the script. I remember inklings of how the story goes, but most of it is forgotten.
Oh no, then you're probably gonna get just as emotional as everybody else in the chat.
Oh, all right then.
I can say that this video is probably perfectly timed, though, all things considered. The premises of what my character goes through does relate to what I am going through in real life, because I have come to a reluctant realization of a new role I'm playing in the community for some people now.
Do tell.
Role model, I guess you could say.
I mean, I never come to terms with it, but you've been kind of seen as that by a lot of people for a while.
Well, yeah, but now I'm officially kind of accepting it a little bit.
Oh, kind of like what I went through all those years ago.
You went through it.
Being seen as a role model, being seen as someone to go ask advice from.
Yeah, how'd that go for you?
I don't know.
I mean,
You tell me.
I did used to have that in various other places, but in a more, I suppose, obscured way. People usually would either ask me about either odd things or, I'm not going to go into details, more private things, but they saw me as someone to go to for some questions about that. I remember they liked my accessibility. I used to be everywhere.
Because, yeah, I asked you a question before, Aeon, but I think you got distracted because Will was having technical issues. But I was asking, since Doc can't seem to remember the entire premises of this video, do you remember the premises?
Oh, of course. Of course. No, I do remember the premise. I also remember how many revisions we had to do, because the original script, if you remember, was like a lot more ambitious and like twice as long.
Yeah. Oh, again, another short version. It's like, oh, Aeon's magic lesson, I'm not going to go into spoilers about, but like when I sent the script to both Will and Joy, I basically tell them, hey guys, this is the short version. And Joy's like, this is the short version?
Also, the original was way more complicated.
It was so complicated that would have been like a 6-10-parter if we tried.
Yeah,
probably
too ambitious.
And I'm just like, that was too ambitious.
Liz, I thought with you didn't want anything to be short.
Well, I didn't want it to go on forever and take up my whole channel, you know, because I want to be able to do other things too.
I am astounded that the joke I just made flew over your head like that.
I got it.
Are you really? What was the joke?
I thought with you didn't want anything to be short. Yep.
Twink, get him.
You have no one but you literally have nobody but yourself to blame for setting me up for that.
I'm nervous, okay? I'm off my game.
Well, what would help you to feel calm?
I could come in the room again.
Yeah, you already did that. It's fine. This is gonna be a very rough topic because this video is, again, another passion project, but it's also, again, topping the Dr. Wolf magic lesson. It's gonna be one of the most emotional as well, in one of my opinion, just because, yeah, I don't want to spoil it.
One of your opinions? Is that what you just said? In one of your opinions? Do you mean there's multiple? Considering this one very specific project?
Again, I'm tired! I'm nervous! And stop yelling at me!
It was at...
I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
It was at this moment she realized it was a mistake inviting me here.
I hope it's not going to be like this every single time I do a commentary.
So, butterflies in the stomach?
butterflies in the stomach, my bones twisting in on
Sit out with
themselves.
the butterflies and use the sustenance to stop twitching.
Bliss. You're like this with literally every video you make.
I think this is worse, though.
I think it is slightly worse from what she's been explaining to us thus far, yes.
Oh, I know what's in here.
Yeah, you're talking to a guy who was not present for that. Yet.
I mean, you'll witness it in 14 minutes.
13, according to mine. Okay.
Lissy, have you been eating properly today?
We had a very nice dinner earlier.
Was a witness. Can confirm. I ate it too.
Can't confirm. He saw me. Do not pass go.
Did you drink water?
Yes.
How much?
It's not helping.
Drink more.
2 minutes of panic time. Yay.
Just enjoy the pretty colors on screen.
I should have picked the rainbow one. Why didn't I? I forgot.
Right.
Oh well.
You're good.
It still has colors. So, full disclosure, I have not seen anything of this visually.
I don't believe I have either.
I intentionally
Oh.
kept it that way.
So they don't know. So the most you guys know is that possibly that vector of what I look like at the end of that one video.
Mm-hmm. That's all they know.
And practically all they ever asked about for that other thing.
Yeah, I noticed. Also, hi Dusky. I know I said hi earlier, but hi again. Have you? Yeah. Do you mind if I reveal one thing that it isn't because people keep confusing it for something? Those aren't.
You have 30 seconds.
They aren't cracks. Those are veins.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I legit thought those were cracks, but
Yeah, it's kind of hard to convey veins on a pony vector.
adults only.
I had to make sure. I have to cover my tracks. Why are there over 200 people watching?
Welcome.
Yeah, you start with the horror
Versus the
music
number
on
of
50,000.
subscribers you have.
And the small animal goes up an octave when they see threats.
Yeah.
So, how long ago did you have me start on the audio for this? Like back in was it like 2020 or 2019?
Probably 2019, because I wrote the script in 2018. Yeah!
Which means I recorded for this back in 2019 or even 2018.
Yeah.
Well,
Took
I remember.
your sweet time with this.
I'll put it like this: we went through multiple bumps and revisions. I remember I first came up with an initial idea, and then we had to re-edit this. Me and you had to sit down and bang out the actual script.
Oh.
Lovely eye effect.
I should go talk to Aeon.
Yee.
Yes. Yeah, he'll help me.
Oh yeah, I'm
Ooh.
curious to see how people are gonna react.
Uh-huh.
Whoa! Oh,
Dearie.
Oh, people are freaking out. No.
Yeah, I've seen better days. Bit of rough patch. Sorry about that.
He's looking a
Okay.
little deed.
Oh, you clever
He's looking a
girl.
little deed.
But don't worry.
Missy doesn't look at Aeon, just
Yeah.
goes right for fusion. Ooh,
But,
chocolate.
Oh, good timing.
I couldn't resist doing that. It was too cute.
You have to go with a... Dude.
Right.
I see a solar players notice the music you used.
I haven't seen her since
Nobody eat that cake! It's mine!
she did say Well, I also noticed that the portal is being kept open, so I'm assuming that Euphoria wants to be followed.
Or she knows. Those are the questions.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to Trailgrazer.
Yeah.
These backgrounds are epic.
Ooh.
So originally I drew the backgrounds, but I just couldn't get it to look right. It was driving me nuts because I'm not exactly, despite being a Rainbow Alicorn, colors are not my strong suit when it comes to backgrounds. So I pleaded help with him,
The
and
audacity.
he managed to balance it all out.
Also, Saturn's looking a lot more flamboyant these days.
This realm is something of a weird alternate version of where Aeon's channel tends to be, because it's not shown in his channel, but Aeon's forest is actually on Titan, and would be orbiting Saturn, so we had a slight copy of that with Euphoria, but not quite.
Oh, right. Titan, one of Saturn's moons, right?
Yeah, it's the only one that has, it's weird because it has an atmosphere, but yeah.
Right.
Like a dream, like landscape behind them. Reminds me a lot of the
Well, I mean-
Luna therapy visit.
Well, I mean, one of the characters present is Aeon of Dreams.
When you hear some of the backstory behind that, it makes that, the dream theme a bit more, well, you'll see it in a, what was it, a week or 9 days? I'll just tease that for now.
I'm liking the addition of those little neck stretches and such. The way the position doesn't seem as stagnant.
Yeah, I try to keep it moving around just a skosh. Or change the camera positioning.
I feel like that the lip movement looks more like, for lack of a better term, more like it's mouthing out words.
Lip syncing.
Yeah, your lip syncing definitely got better for this one.
It's definitely a bit of a, it's not a full-blown lip sync, it's a cut and dry, but it's close. I see that people are already crying, and we're not even to the hard part yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you poor unfortunate souls.
you stabbed the gut. You just have yet to twist it.
Stop crying, people, or you're not gonna make it through! Oh no!
You see, watching a plot twist is different than writing the plot twist. We're just rubbing our hands being like, yes, it'll get worse, and they're just like, oh no.
Come on.
Loading.
I'm loving the piano music for sure.
Definitely.
So I take it she did a successful fusion after
Right? He can be taught, and only 4 years late.
Boop! Boop.
Doc must be booped.
Very well. So
Found the
what
snoot.
happens now, Miss Euphoria? What is
Would you
the
rather it
primary
be
goal
scritched
of
behind the
Crown?
ears?
Well, needless to say, Blissy Boom
Don't
helped with
give
the
me
proper
ideas.
Oh, I'll be given.
Unfortunately, it came at a time that
You're-
Lucy wasn't prepared for. I intend to address
You remind me of what my other friends do a lot.
But yeah, I actually think this is like one of the very first dramatic audio projects I've been asked to do. Like in just not just like for you, but for TF2 as well. I think like the next closest thing would have been what was it? Blinded by the Phoenix, but I think that was somewhat completed like a little after this? Question mark.
I don't know. Will,
Oh, the chat.
what about your proposal video TF2 analysis? Wasn't that dramatic?
I still have a hard time hearing this, let alone seeing it. I'm just gonna look at the chat.
Aeon?
Casually visits death. I love that call.
I'm forcing myself to do
It's
the
still
basics, such as
dramatic.
standing up
Here, I'm just gonna meet the Grim Reaper, BRB.
for a few hours, but it's going to happen
So I've been one
soon.
person saying like,
I've been
but he's a demon, therefore he's immortal. This makes no sense. Many.
Otherwise, if I didn't trust you,
That's kind of their expectation.
I'm sure it will only be temporary.
Yeah.
Surely.
Because I do have a lore behind that too. I'm not going to go into it now because relevance, but I had thought of that.
Oh, come on, a bit of gallows humor never killed anyone.
You gotta have that laugh.
Gallus humor never killed anyone. It's very poor choice of words.
I know, it's quite fitting. I didn't die from the joke.
You have to have the laugh.
He's asleep?
People are asking you to become a ghost.
Yeah.
people in the chat are saying it's like, okay, so he's not dead. He's just
I'm terrified of what is to come.
Mostly dead.
Now I have to deal with the guilt of my friend being like this because I couldn't control my emotions.
In hindsight, it would have been funny if we just added another line where Ant's going, I'm not dead! I feel fine!
Oof, easy.
Sorry.
Oh. Okay.
Hugs. Those are
okay.
cute.
That was adorable.
Friends.
Oh, don't worry, dearie. You won't even know I'm gone.
Liar.
Just wait for it.
This is all the beautiful, lovely artwork that everybody submitted for the video, and I am so happy we got so many entries. By the way, Doc, thanks for being the breaking boat, because me and Aeon were legitimately stuck
we got
without you.
stumped on those 5 and said, okay, just have him pick 3.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
was about to say, it showed like script editing by blank, and I'm like, oh god, do I want to point that out to her? But then like it was the next one that showed up. Just like, don't scare me like that.
I had to spread it out, sue me.
So when does part 2 come out? Did we agree, was it?
I'm waiting for the audio of part 2 for your magic lesson. Part 1 is ready, and I can work on it anytime, which I probably will do after I finish a TF2 video I'm working on.
No problem.
But I may have to stop working on the magic lesson as soon as the Halloween audio comes out.
No problem.
Or video. Thingy. Bobber.
No problem.
Well, any final thoughts people want to share before I end the recording?
I'm glad that the two of us were writing something that really touched so many people watching and will continue to touch people in the many years to come.
Technically 3 of us, because Aeon wrote a lot of this too.
Yeah.
I also came up with the concept.
A lot of this could not have been done really without Aeon, honestly, because Euphoria is half of a character of me. I can't fully comprehend everything she's thinking because she's a part of Bliss's personality, but she's also part of Aeon, so a lot of things came into difficulty with continuity for the Magic Lesson series I have going, because something big is going to happen with Aeon for his Magic Lessons. How can we tie that with a Euphoria special? And this is what we came up with.
Yeah, wait till part 2 comes out. That'll be fun.
That'll be fun, yeah.
That'll have a ton of callbacks in it.
This was another like introductory foray of trying to do in terms of audio work, doing something that's I like to think pretty much has very minimal to absolutely zero comedic moments. And I don't know, like part of me, like while working on it, it was kind of interesting experimenting with the tonality of how things should flow together in terms of trying to pick out adequate music pieces and like what else could be done to help drive the drama in a little more. And as someone who like does a lot of things based in comedy, especially like, you know, working with Jasper and all that, this was a nice little foray into something different, and I'd like to think I've done a pretty decent job, and hopefully, I mean, I'd like to think it matched your guys' visions. And
oh yeah, you definitely got the mood and atmosphere of it really well. Sorry for the noise. I'm turning on the fan.
You're good.
No, you definitely captured the atmosphere of it really well. I'm actually surprised. I am both surprised and not surprised that this is your first drama, because I obviously don't know like every single thing that you like do.
Well, one of my first. I mentioned earlier. I if I remember correctly, this wasn't my first, but it was like one of like maybe it was my second or third. I honestly don't remember. It's been a few years. But,
yeah, I have nothing against like comedy pieces, for instance, but I thought I'd try something a bit dramatic because there's and this isn't a bad thing. There's just a lot of comedy pieces in the analysis community, so I thought I'd try something a bit more dramatic, just because that would be, in my opinion, just a little bit different.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Also, we have I'm more excited for the second one because it has a very particular plot twist that me and you had thought about for, I think it's been 6 years.
Forever.
Yeah, like at least 6 years.
Flipping forever. And that's finally coming to life.
Yeah, imagine that bombshell when it drops.
Right?
Dang, diggity, dang, dang.
Yep.
But yeah, overall, I appreciate you guys trusting me enough to help bring it to life, and I like to think I did it justice.
Oh, you did really good. Yeah, I don't want to understate.
You definitely did.
And also, I'd like to thank Doc for coming in, because it was actually, I remember scripting it, because in scripting I'm just like, okay, someone probably has to explain this for when he's gone, because I don't know if he could per se, especially with Euphoria being around. Like, okay, so who does Bliss really, really like that in the event of a death or very terrible situation she would go to if I were not available? And so I'm like, oh, well, in character, that would be Doc. So then we went to go about messaging Doc and be like, hey, do you want to be in this?
Well, it's flattering to know that you two think so highly of me.
Honestly, when Aeon agreed that, yeah, you would be the right character for Bliss to go with, it's just that I was actually the one who hesitated, because I'm like, I don't know if he'd go for something like this. This is really deep stuff. And he's like, well, the worst thing he can say is no, so try. And so I asked. And you surprised me.
Bliss, let's be fair. His character's a therapist. He deals with dark stuff on the daily. He can take it.
Well, over 4 years in the making, finally out, and I am probably gonna need time to process it.
Wait till all the comments flood in.
Speaking of which, I know one thing I've noticed, like this will be the last thing I'll weigh in.
Mm-hmm.
Given the amount of time that has passed between the premiere and this project's initial conception and pre-production, I just find it really interesting how, remember once upon a time when everybody was a little uneasy with Aeon's character, thinking that he was just nothing but a Gary Stu and all that? Well, not anymore!
Here's the thing.
The chat was going like, they were like sobbing that he was gone. I didn't see anyone that was saying like, yay, the character I didn't like is passed on, we can move on, blah, 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 blah. But it's amazing how the amount of time that has passed for audiences to, you know, finally getting understanding of what Aeon is and know that he has a purpose.
Yeah, like
stuff like that.
Yeah, I deliberately wrote, you may have mentioned earlier that I had like certain, I had like certain rules for Aeon, because I originally wrote him from the ground up to be like, can I make a so-called strong character but make it work? So I had to do like a million things to like avoid sort of a Gary Stu thing, and it wasn't like it was part of the challenge of writing the character, not like an adversity thing. So like one of them is Aeon can never be the protagonist. He always has to be centered around a different character, because if he is the protagonist and there isn't like a challengeable threat, then that doesn't work. That would be a Gary Stu thing. However, if it's where he's just highlighting elements of other people let you get away with being powerful because you aren't using it to flex on anyone, or you're not like competing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a mental trick.
That makes sense.
Yeah, which is actually why, like, when it comes to even fight scenes, I'm, like, hyper cautious about it, because I'm, like, the real point of him is to, like, reveal to the audience aspects of your character that may not be readily obvious, but, like, a demon might point out. So, in other words, a story with Aeon is technically a collaboration with the other person to allow the audience to know something and have a discussion about it.
Well, this recording's gone on pretty long at this point. Guys, thank you for coming out and
Of course, it was a
being
blast.
emotional support.
Thanks for being a part of it and assisting in making it, all of you.
Yeah.
Glad to be of service.
Alright, I shall end it here. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Hey everybody, and once again, thank you for watching this video. The reason why I didn't do any heavy editing for this one is due to the fact that I am extremely busy with the other magic lesson for Aeons Part 1 and 2. Yeah, it's gonna be a two-parter, believe it or not. So, unfortunately, I couldn't go all out with this reaction video, but I do hope you guys enjoyed the content while I was there. Anyways, I'd like to give a special shout out to all of my Patriots who supported me back in September of 2022. A big thank you goes out to Game Act 3, Science Steel Rail, the Nintendo Brony, Tori Roberts, Wulfric Hunting, Ezralas Lunarautumn, That One Fox, Angel of Speed, Edwin Flores 428, Michael Wallace, Zion Kraze, Golden Scribe, Jason D. Amore, Ripple-Effect-MLP, CarawanC.PuzzleProductions, General André-rah, GhostClanSamurai, Jay Watson, Jordan Johnson, Josh Scorcher, Jirog1989, Luigi Man 87, Marc17 Studios, Mythic Moon, Noah Harris, Peter Shull, and Sawyer Pruitt. Again, guys, thank you so much for all your support and your help in supporting my content. I really do appreciate it. And for those who aren't aware, you can support me on Patreon as well by clicking on the link below. Or you can hit the like button, the subscribe, leave a comment, or even hit that special super thanks button underneath my video. Every little bit helps to support my content. Thank you so much, and keep an eye out for those rainbows. They will make you smile.